Shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans?
Shenanigans. Evil shenanigans.
Shenanigans, right?
Shenanigans.
Yeah, no matter what, we always become snobs.
You're right.
All right.
You gotta just naturally do
What's
it.
your favorite football team?
49ers.
The 49ers, okay? If the 49ers...
See you in the playoffs tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
If the 49ers aren't playing for the Super Bowl, you think they got screwed, right? No matter how bad they were, how good they were, you've come to a heightened place. I'm that way about the Ducks. I'm an elitist piece of crap.
They've always just got a
How
bad
come we're
rap.
not playing for the national championship? Well, you got knocked out by a no-ranked team. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
They paid off the referees.
Damn SEC. You know?
Same thing with video games. You know, you see like why I died in the video game. It shows a graph, a circular graph with a little pie chart. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it shows like a little 3% pie chart.
Awesome.
And the yellow one says like why
Just what
I
I
got
need for my
killed.
failures.
Yeah, why I got killed. Because the other guy was better than me, and the other 98% is fucking bullshit. That's those are the two reasons why you ever got killed.
Here's the shit you say to yourself. Here's the real 1%.
There's the real 1% because he was faster than you were. Accept
I
it.
saw the greatest one. It was a graph of how they were voting. I'm voting for X. And then the rest of it still voting for X, just in a different color.
in a different color.
I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. That was good.
I seen the other one. It was yellow, and then the pie part was black. And it said the same thing. You know what I mean? Like how much I love pickles, and it's all like I love pickles, still love pickles, just in black, so it looks like Pac-Man. And I was like, all right. So it looks like
Pac-Man.
Wah, 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 wah.
Pac-Man.
Mix that one up a little bit there. That's good. I like that.
So what was your first car then? You know so much about cars.
So much about
What'd you get? First one.
1990 Lexus.
Ooh, sexy.
An MS34. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
baller.
E350 or something. I don't remember.
Baller.
That's how much I don't know about cars.
Cool.
But it was a Lexus. It had Bose sound system in it.
Yeah.
Leather interior was clean. So it had 90,000 miles on it, which I got when I was like 18, 19, which is less miles than I had on myself, I'm pretty sure. So I'm like, this is a great car. My uncle worked at a rehab. And it was donated by an old couple because it was in Richmond. So the rims and tires got stolen off of it.
You skipped over that one. Your uncle worked where?
At a rehab in Richmond. He runs the kitchen.
What is a rehab in Richmond?
A rehab, like a drug rehab.
Oh,
Rehabilitation.
rehab.
Yeah, rehab.
He works in rehab.
Rehab.
Rehab. Rehab?
Oh, rehab. Okay, I got you.
At a rehab in Richmond.
As a cook?
Yeah, he's actually the head chef. He went to culinary art school and everything. He started out in the program.
That's cool,
And
though.
they put you through things like that. So like whenever you're there, like if you want to go to college, yeah. So now he runs the whole kitchen, makes good money and everything like that.
Nothing wrong with being a good cook.
He brings us up all types of delicious food. I will go to that sometime later. All the fun stuff I get.
Yes,
from
I
him.
want to hear more about. What is his name?
What? Who? I thought we were not supposed to name names.
No. It rolled in Richmond. What was it? Your uncle does what?
He's a chef and he works at a rehab in Richmond.
He works at a rehab in Richmond.
Rehab in Richmond, California, which is the ghetto. So anyway, as of being in the ghetto,
Okay.
this nice Lexus, right? Somebody stole the tires and rims off it, left it on cinder blocks.
What? To you?
No, that's
Before
how they
you got it.
Before I got it. So that's how they called up the rehab, and they're all like, "Hey, you guys
Dude,
take
just come get
donations? Yeah, come get the car. It got the tires and rims got stolen. We don't want it no more." And my uncle calls me up because like I had some money to buy a car. $1,000 I paid for it. I mean,
You have some extra money, put some wheels and tires on that bad
So
boy?
he bought. My uncle was nice enough to buy them for me. Yeah, he got them
Really?
through Les Schwab on for me and everything like that. So
Really?
it's cool. And he's all like, "They're gonna love these rims, Corey." And I'm all like, "That's cool."
They love the last one,
They love
probably.
the last ones.
They took 'em.
He would not put them on the car until I was there to pick them up.
Yep.
So like we had to tow it over to Les Schwab to put them on because like you're not putting them on the car.
No,
in
it'll just
Richmond.
sit there and
They'll
get
be-
stolen.
They'll be gone again. So
You know, because their crime is so low.
yeah, so I that was my first car. That was nice, clean. And then I didn't know anything about taking care of cars. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Man.
nothing. So I'm really low on oil one day.
Yeah.
And I get paid Thursday, and I get paid Friday, and I'm
That's
like,
how
I'll
it
put
works.
oil in it on Friday.
Yeah, dude, it's
fine.
cool.
And happens to be my girlfriend's at the time memorial for her mom, so she wants to drive over the Antioch Bridge to go where they dumped her ashes at.
Cool.
We're on our way up this giant
Road
Antioch
trip.
Bridge. Yeah, if you ever want to put
Out of oil.
this would be a good time for you to put a picture of the Antioch Bridge so they can understand. It's just one big bridge goes up, goes down, right? I'm all the way up, and I just coast all the way down. Completely seized up my whole engine and everything. I maybe put 3,000 miles on it.
Oh, man.
But I was so bone dry on oil. And
Oh.
I'm all like, I was going to put oil in it tomorrow. Can I just add oil and it'll be fine? They're like, no, that's not how it works, Corey. This car's gone.
I owe it, but I just want to pay it back.
Yeah.
Can I pay back the oil? Please.
I ended up selling it $500.
Hey,
So
dude, you only lost $500 and you got to drive somewhere.
My uncle lost a whole bunch of money on the rims and tires. He was a little mad about that. He's like, I bought more, the tires and rims cost more than that. And I'm like, well, at least they didn't get stolen.
Oh.
But the $500 paid for me to move back to Oregon.
Okay.
So that was a win. That's what got me my U-Haul and everything, so I can move back to Oregon. Because California is not a fun place to live.
Yeah, well, they steal your rims there, so, you know. And all my California friends, hey, how we doing? Thanks for watching.
I could use some new rims for my car.
Hey, call me.
Call me.
It's not your neighborhood. You know,
It's not your neighborhood. They'll never recognize them up here.
I'm kidding. I don't buy stolen
merchandise.
Yeah. Of course. And sometimes it's what you don't say, you know?
What was your first car?
I had that's weird because I had a whole bunch of them. So the first thing that I had...
White privilege?
Yes. Yes. I would like to claim that if there's social justice warriors out there, I am your number one target. Life was really good for me all the way up till today. Even today's been pretty good. So,
It's just today,
so
what the hell?
my parents I was adopted, so my parents, they were great people. They had great work ethic. They worked hard. They didn't make tons of money, but they made enough to where I could be a fat, entitled, spoiled, rotten, piece of shit. So that's just what it was, So I had to learn the hard way. I got in some trouble when I was younger, so I had to snap out of it and, put a head on my shoulders and earn things back. So the first vehicle that I owned, actually my dad owned, was a 59 Chevy pickup. So cool old truck with just, the right look, right? And it was the first year that they actually made a bed that was wide. The little step-side beds? Mm-hmm. Well, they had those before they had the wide beds. The wide beds are called fleet sides. So it had a wide bed. It was a special thing in 1959. So I decided to get myself in some trouble, so he sold it. So then later on, I got a thing called the Plymouth Turismo, all right? And if I can find one, when I go back through here and look for the things to put in, I'll try to pop it in the box. It's kind of like a little Dodge Laser from the 80s. You remember Inspector Gadget?
Yeah.
Right? You remember when his car would and he'd turn into that little car?
Yeah.
And then go with the little louvers in the back? That's what my car looked like. It was almost identical to that drawing.
White and was it like did it have the red interior too?
It was red inside as blood. Right?
Yeah.
This is back when the interior, if it was red, it was red. If it was blue, it was blue.
You knew.
It was blue. So anyways, my interior was super red. I put my stereo in. It was awesome. It was a hatchback, big hatchback.
Put the house speakers in there?
No, I had a job since I was like 13. So I actually saved up and ordered speakers out of this catalog. And I would play Snoop Dogg. Dog. I didn't even have the car ready yet. I wasn't even old enough to drive it. Right?
But you had the stereo.
Oh, I did. Ask my dad. Dad, if you're watching, So yeah, dude, I had the stereo in it before I could drive it, and so I had the little Plymouth Turismo. Drove that around for a while, and then it got hurt. We'll talk about that one another time.
that's one of those other stories too.
Yeah, later on, and so I ended up with a little. It was a Ford Escort GT with a stick shift, little wheels, had a little bloop bloop, right? Please step away from the car. You are too close to the car. I had one of those cool. I put a stereo in that. I worked and saved my money and bought all this like super good gear. It was a Pioneer 6 and tweets front and rear. Pioneer, amplifier for those. I had a crossovers and sub amp and 2 Orion 12s and had a buddy of mine build it, Jeremy Clanton. I think he's in like New Mexico or somewhere working for Rigid. Hey,
Rigid.
Cool guy.
Yeah,
cool guy. Cool.
The containers?
Rigid, like I don't know. I think it's like my tools.
Oh, okay. Because they have those Rigid, those big yellow boxes, like the lock boxes and stuff. Those are Rigid.
And maybe it's
all.
all
Maybe it's all the same. It probably is.
So, but he
Johnson & Johnson.
Awesome box maker. He built me up the perfect box. It was terrific, and had my amps all inset. It was awesome, man. Love this thing. So that was my first kind of like, not my first car, but almost my first car.
First fully, you've been customizing the stereos for a long time, right?
I play with them. I'm not like some pro. I mean, I know all the basic stuff.
Yeah, my first car I ever did anything to, old buddy of mine moved down to Arizona. Left his car as a 94 Cadillac DeVille on 20s.
Those are cool.
It was so pretty.
Doesn't matter what your Cadillac. It could be the stupidest looking Cadillac of all time. I'll still drive it.
And it still rode like a cloud, man. You just it was a boat, but the old lady hated it. So I had 12s in the back, and I was back then. I was still into loud music in the cars, so it was awesome, and had a nice little big deck put in there and everything like that. And it was fantastic, and you could put a helicopter on top of it because it's a 94 Cadillac DeVille if you wanted to.
I love big boat cars.
But she absolutely hated it after a year and a half. I bought it for $1,000. Ended up selling it for $2,500. Got all the stereo stuff for free too. So
that's part of it. I always take my stereo stuff back.
See, but I left it with him because I was like, all right, we're taking the stubs out. And he's all like, no, that's part of the deal. And I'm like, well, you do just give me $2,500. And the reason why we went and traded in too, even though she hated it, we also went and traded in because it was hot and my air conditioner just went out. And I just replaced the actual compressor, that's on the thing. And my buddy Matt came out and did the whole thing because he's a mechanic. And I don't do that stuff, but I know people. Sure. And he came out, replaced the whole, and it still wasn't working. So he's like, man, there's probably some small clog in the vents, like in the beginning. Just take apart the dash and pull it out. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And we decided to drive it out to Medford one day, and it's 110 degrees.
Boom, traded in.
Yeah, and I'm just the dash is all taken apart, and I'm like, look, take it. It's hot.
We'll take
I don't
this
like
Kia Sorento or Kia, what it was, the little one, like the little shitty Kia. What's that called?
The Cube?
No, even worse. Not the Soul, but the Rio. We'll take a Kia Rio with air conditioning. We'll take it.
No.
That's what the air conditioner
I wish
does
I was that smart.
Oh, what'd you get, a truck?
I got a Mercedes SUV in 99.
Oh, Jesus, Lord.
An ML 340 or something like that.
Lord.
I was all excited because it had a DVD player in it. So I'm like, yeah, I got kids. They're going to love this. And then I go get my first oil change, and it costs $130. It's all-wheel drive, too. That's actually why I traded it in, because I went to go replace the tires. Like, you got to replace all four. It's about $1,400. And I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
No, I don't.
I can trade this thing in, and it's worth $1,400. So.
Yep. Saves me the money. That's exactly what happened, too. I learned my lesson there. I'm not buying those foreign cars anymore unless I'm balling out or something.
No, you don't buy those cars.
$130 oil changes? Who is doing that 3 times a year?
Well, so I know this guy named Dan, and I knew him from a long, long time ago, and he used to be a mechanic down in Los Angeles, and he was quite the ladies' man. When I met him, of course, he was in his, I think his mid-40s, still, in good shape, but he showed me some pictures of him when he was young, and these were pictures of him with some hot chicks, and he was quite the ladies' man. Anyways, he dated this girl, he said, that was a very wealthy young lady. She was like a business lady or whatever, and they would hang out, and he would drive her car every now and then. And he was a mechanic. He worked in a shop. And so she had a little, it was a little Fiat, right? With a little pop top, right? And he went through her check thing one day because he was trying to make a point about how much it cost to have that car. And he found groceries $40, fuel $10, car repair $200. It was so often that he pointed out how many times in her check register she was paying for repairs.
Because just for the young kids out there, they used to keep track of everything they spent. It's called balancing a checkbook.
It's called a checkbook.
They used to do that back in the days. I know it's weird, but I swear it existed.
Google checkbook, you'll see. I know that they're weird, but so he would go through there, and he asked her one day, he says, why would you do this? I mean, you could pay for your apartment twice. She says, well, because it's sexy.
Okay.
That was it. It was worth it.
There's one of those you can't fix stupid.
No, that's not stupid. That's America. She wants that. She wants to spend her money on that. She knows the cost. She's not lying to you or herself. God bless her.
I guess that's what you pay for.
That's what she wants to pay for.
If you want to do it, do it.
Didn't you hear? What was his face? The guy that does Price is Right now, Drew Carey. He has a joke, and his joke goes, "I like to sometimes when it's raining real hard." Go drive around and blow stop signs. No, not to hurt anybody. No, just to get pulled over. He said, well, I make a good living. I can afford the ticket. The cop walks up, says, do you know why I pulled you over? So, yeah, you know why I ran the stop sign?
You know why I ran the stop sign?
Because he knows he has to get out in the rain. Yeah. So he's got the money. He can afford it.
Cat Williams talks about it. He's like, I was excited the first time I got arrested. I could afford the bail. He's just walking around.
Moving on up.
Don't need your blanket. Don't need your sandwich. I'm not going to be in here that long.
That's right.
And the judge comes back. You have no bail. Oh, Lord. I don't know what 10% of nothing is. Jesus, help me. Help me.
10% of nothing. That's funny. Call the bail bondsman. Let him know.
I mean, I think it'd be super exciting. I'm not saying I've ever been arrested.
I call dog, honestly. I don't care what state you're in. Dog, help! I'm locked up, dog. Come get you and well, I guess not her anymore because she died.
Did a dog die too?
No, it was just his wife, man.
I thought dog died too.
No, well, I'll have to find out, but I don't think so.
I thought he did or something. Or he got like busted for something weird.
Yeah, he was doing some stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's the question we're kind of curious about. I just know I seen him in the what do you call it, like tabloids on the internet now, aka
Yeah, it was
book
Beth,
of
right?
face.
Beth, she died, man.
Something happened with Dog. This was after that. Something happened with Dog the Bounty Hunter. He got arrested, or he got back on drugs, or something like that. Something.
Yeah, I think I heard something about scandal.
Like all I'm saying is, I don't know if you can actually.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Oh, that's the show. I don't want that one. Dang it. Wait, what does it say? Oh. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Cast member arrested after Dwayne Chapman's daughter calls cops on him. All right, so that's what happened.
There's got to be some more. He's just
No, he got the cops called on him. He ratted him out, he says. So the ex-boyfriend of one of his daughters, I guess, like, ratted him out. Here's TMZ. You know, we got to trust TMZ because they're the greatest.
I feel like they don't lie. Like they're honest about it.
No, I don't. Actually, TMZ, I think, is the ones that are just trying to get the most clickiest clickbait. But I don't think that they fib. Ex-cast member arrested. Daughter ratted him out.
They just have no problems making fun of everything.
All right.
Like literally, they're one of those no hold bars. TMZ. They go after it.
Dog the Bounty Hunter had a full plate of family drama to deal with this weekend. A former cast member from his show got arrested, all because his own daughter snitched. I like how they say snitched.
Right? They just threw her under the bus, by
You
the
remember
way.
what happened with his son, right? He said the N-word, and his son was like, recorded it. Man. But with that haircut, are you surprised he used the
If
N-word?
you got a mullet, you
Come
probably
on.
use the N-word.
Hey, look.
And you know what the first part is?
I don't condone using foul language or any
Racial
type,
slurs?
No racial slurs in any type of hurtful way. I am against that.
Hurtful way.
Hurtful.
Not just in general ways.
Now, I still listen to Dr. Dre's albums, and I think they're great. So, it's not like I don't think people should say the word.
I have black friends.
See?
I'm just saying, if you have a mullet, I'm pretty sure you use racial slurs. And I feel like everybody with a mullet right now that could listen's like,
You mean shenanigans?
Shenanigans. Evil shenanigans.
Shenanigans, right?
Shenanigans.
Hey, thanks again, you guys, for catching our podcast. Corey and I are having a great time. It's the Shananigans Podcast. We're going to try to do it on a regular basis. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, share it with your friends, and leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. Thanks.